The process of becoming a church priest is long and arduous. The first step is for the candidate to join the church congregation and start serving as an active member. During this period, spiritual development and religious education are important. The candidate is required to receive undergraduate-level education in theology or divinity. This education process can take 4 to 6 years, during which the candidate learns about the detailed study of the Bible, church history, liturgy, and pastoral care. After the education process is completed, the candidate is appointed as a priest by a bishop. However, academic knowledge alone is not sufficient in this process. The candidate is also expected to achieve moral and spiritual maturity. The daily routine of a church priest is quite busy and includes spiritual, physical, and mental challenges. Here is what a typical day in the life of a priest looks like. In the early morning, the priest starts the day with prayer and meditation. This is seen as a time to strengthen spiritually and connect with God. Morning prayers are usually conducted in a quiet corner of the church or in the priest's private room. During this time, the priest seeks God's guidance and strength and prepares for the new day. This spiritual preparation serves as a shield against the day's challenges. The priest's daily duties include worship services, one-on-one meetings with the congregation, sermon preparations, and community activities. Worship services are divided into 2 main parts, morning and evening. Morning services typically include hymns, prayers, and readings from the Bible. Evening services can be quieter and more meditation-focused. In these services, messages are given to meet the spiritual needs of the congregation and to bring the community together. Priests hold one-on-one meetings to address the spiritual and emotional needs of the congregation. During these meetings, people share their personal problems, spiritual questions, and life challenges. The priest provides guidance and spiritual support during this process. Additionally, visiting the sick, conducting funeral and wedding ceremonies are among the responsibilities of priests. These duties help the priest to build a deep connection with the congregation and provide support when needed. Sermon preparation is one of the most important duties of a priest. Sermons are crucial for the spiritual development of the congregation. The priest deeply contemplates a selected passage from the Bible and plans how to convey it to the congregation. It is important to adapt the message from the Bible to modern life and present it in a way that meets the needs of the congregation. Sermon preparation can sometimes take days and requires intense concentration and inspiration from the priest. Priests also organize the social and cultural activities of the church community. These activities help the congregation to come together and strengthen their social bonds. These activities include charity work, educational seminars, youth camps, and social events. The priest leads these activities and plays an active role as a part of the community. The life of a church priest is not as simple and peaceful as it appears from the outside. A priest constantly has to meet the spiritual needs of their congregation. This can bring a serious emotional and mental burden. Additionally, priests often have to deal with the problems and crisis situations of the congregation, making it difficult for them to maintain their own spiritual balance. Priests also need to balance their personal beliefs with religious teachings. While dealing with difficulties and personal crises in their own lives, they must continue to set an example for their congregation. These challenges faced by priests contribute to their spiritual development and their bond with God, but they may need to make great sacrifices in the process. The life of a church priest contains many unseen mysteries and depths. Priests establish a deep connection with God through prayer and meditation. During this process, they may have spiritual experiences and moments of spiritual enlightenment. Additionally, priests often know the secrets and personal confessions of the congregation, making their lives more mysterious. The short story of Priest John. Priest John was a priest who had been serving in the church for over 30 years. Every morning, as dawn broke, he would pray in the silent halls of the church and ask God for strength and guidance for his congregation. However, the silence and peace inside him were not always reflected outside. One day, a young woman named Anna came to the church. With tearful eyes, she approached the priest and said she wanted to share a great difficulty in her life. Anna had been struggling with depression and loneliness for years. Priest John listened to her carefully and did his best to offer her spiritual guidance. He advised her to pray and seek refuge in God. However, Priest John also had great difficulties in his own life. Taking care of his congregation's problems required him to put aside his personal problems. At night, he would sit alone in the empty halls of the church and pray in tears. While grappling with his own inner struggles and deep spiritual crises, he had to appear strong for his congregation. One evening, Anna came to the church again and thanked Priest John. She said she found a light in her life, thanks to his guidance, and felt hopeful again. This moment was a turning point for Priest John. Despite his own pains and difficulties, the happiness and sense of fulfillment from being able to bring hope to others helped him endure all the challenges. Priest John continued to serve with the same determination and faith for the rest of his life. Every day, putting aside his own pains and difficulties, he offered guidance and support to his congregation. This challenging but sacred journey became the meaning and purpose of his life. In conclusion, the life of a church priest is built on deep spiritual commitment, continuous learning, and serving their congregation. Every day is filled with various challenges and responsibilities, but it also provides deep spiritual satisfaction and peace. Being a priest is not just a profession, but a way of life. This sacred journey requires a heart filled with the desire for spiritual guidance and helping others.